Hello, my name is Tina Wiles, and I am the founder of My Tutor. And what I want to talk about today is something that not many people are talking about. In fact, I don't hear anyone talking about it, and that is test anxiety when it comes to adults. So let me explain what I mean by this. When a high school student or a college student experiences test anxiety, when they graduate, that test anxiety does not go away. Okay, it can come out as types of performance anxiety when it comes to interviews, doing presentations, right? All of that anxiety, if you don't learn coping and strategies for how to manage the anxiety, it's still there. So, why does this matter? It matters because so many adults still need to take standardized tests. And no one talks about this, right? All the certification and licensing that takes place in cosmetology, the insurance industry, financial industry, IT, unions, right? Police, fire. So many people have to take certification exams or licensing exams. And it's not an issue at all if test anxiety isn't an issue. But the passing rates of some of these exams are low. And if it is that the content you know inside and out, but when you take the exam is not demonstrating your knowledge, but it instead is a reflection of the anxiety and the pressure that you feel when you're taking the exam, that is an issue. And there's actually things that can be done. So I talked a couple of times about different things that you could do for mindset. Today, I wanted to talk about some strategies that you can start to implement that is going to help when you're actually preparing for and taking the exam. And today, I wanted to talk about game plan. Okay, so the first strategy is to actually come up with a plan of how you're going to attack getting ready for the test. And then you also need a plan for while you're taking the test. Okay, so as you're getting ready for the test, knowing what is going to be on the exam. And all these standardized exams have things like if you Google the exam name and then like details, like the nursing certification exam and then details, it'll give you all the details about the types of questions, how many questions, the timing. You need to know all of that so that you're more comfortable when you walk into the test environment. Plan on taking practice exams because those are going to help too, right? It's where you can learn where weaknesses that you might have in the content, but also the practice is like the exposure so that when you take the actual exam, you're feeling more confident. Okay. And then having a plan for how to study. So, when you're going to study, how you're going to study, what materials are you using. So many options out there for every exam. And so, it's just making sure that you're finding the materials that work best with you, whether it's online things like Kahoot or the old books that have all the information. Okay, now let's talk about the game plan for when you're actually taking the exam. Okay, so beforehand, you want to think through like your strategy for going through and answering questions. What do you do when you're not sure what the answer is? Okay, and here, spoiler alert, an easy way to get some points on the exam is for questions that you have no idea what the answer is, you're going to pick the same answer. So basically, if you can't eliminate anything, you have no idea what the answer is, you're going to pick the same letter. So A, B, 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 right? Instead of randomly selecting different answers as you go through. That alone, 25% of the questions that you have no idea, if you put the same letter down for all of them, statistically, you should get a quarter of those right. Um, so things like that and having a strategy for how to approach during the exam is going to help. The next thing I'm going to be talking about tomorrow is about attention and how to focus when you're studying and when you're taking an exam. So I will see you tomorrow with more details about that. If you know of anyone taking certification exams or licensing exams, or you know companies that they They do take a lot of exams like insurance companies. If you could forward this to the director of education or tag them in the video below, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time and have a great day.